Good morning everyone and welcome to the class. We have started the chapter equality in the previous class, and under this chapter we have discussed the importance of equality. Why we need, why we want that everyone should be treated equally. So equality is a political and moral ideal, and it is based on the principle of common humanity. We all are human beings, and because we all are same, so we must be treated in a equal manner. But what we find that though we want equality, and because of this desire of our equality and because of the importance of the ideal of equality, this ideal has been given place in almost all the constitutions of the of different countries. But still we find that what we see around us is inequality. Though equality is highly desirable, we want that everyone should be treated equally, but what we find around us is inequality. Though there is provision in the constitution for equal treatment, still we find that people are treated unequally. So this kind of situation is existing not in our country only. This is not the situation which is prevailing in a country like India, which is a developing country, but in a developed country also this situation is there. There is always demand for equal treatment, because equality is such a goal which we can never say that there is complete equality in the society. There will be a group, there will always be a group which feel that unequal treatment is given to the group, and there will be demand of equality. So today we will start our discussion with some facts regarding global inequality. The inequality which is prevailing in the world, regarding that inequality we have some fact. This is given in your book, and we will analyze those facts. Okay, so fact sheet on global inequality. So we are considering global inequalities. Okay, now there are some facts regarding this inequality. First point, the richest 50 individuals in the world have a combined income greater than that of the poorest 40 crore people. So this is a fact that the richest 50 individuals, only 50 individuals who are the richest person of the world, the total income of these 50 people is greater than the total income of the 40 crore people. You can just imagine, on the one side there are 50 people, their combined income is compared with the combined income of 40 crore people. And what we find that the income of these 50 people, combined income, is greater than this 40 crore people. This is the condition of inequality that is prevailing in the world. Okay, now we will move to second fact. the poorest 40% of the world population receive only 5% of global income. So, the poorest 40% of the वर्ल्ड पॉपुलेशन, पूरी वर्ल्ड पॉपुलेशन का जो poorest 40% है, वो 40% जो है, that 40% is receiving only 5% of global income. जो भी global income हो रहा है उसका only 5% जो है वो इसको जा रहा है, इस 40% people को, जो कि हमारे वर्ल्ड के poorest people हैं. These 40% are the poorest people of the world and they are getting just 5% of the global income. So this is inequality. While the richest 10% of the world population controls 54% of the global income. So on the one hand we are seeing that this is the poorest 40% who is receiving only 5% of the global income, and there are the richest 10%. The richest 10% of the whole world, the richest 10% people are getting 54% of the global income. So जो भी global income है उसका 50, more than half जा रहा है 10% को, और just 5% जा रहा है 40%. So this is the condition of the world. The first world of the advanced industrial countries, mainly North America and Western Europe, with 25% of the world population, owns 86% of the world's industry and consumes 80% of the world energy. We all know that the countries of Asia, Africa and Latin America are developing countries. So this must be clear. There are two types of country. In terms of development, we can categorize the countries in two parts. The one is the developed country and the other is developing country. So developed countries are those countries where the level of development has achieved, it has gone very far. जैसे कि हमारे अमेरिका हैं, यूरोप हैं, all these countries are countries of all these continents are developed countries. Agriculture, industry, trade, everything is developed in these countries. And the second category of country is developing countries. In developing countries, those countries are there which were under the colonial rule of the British power or the French power or any power. They were under the colonial rule, like the countries of Asia, Africa, Latin America. These are the continents where countries were under the colonial rule, and under the colonial rule these countries were exploited heavily, and because of this exploitation these countries could not develop economically, and they started development. The process of development was started in these countries after getting independence. So they started very late, we can say it. They started very late, and that is why they are still in the developing stage. ठीक है, वो अभी developing है, they are developing, वो अभी develop कर रहे हैं. And जो यूरोप और अफ्रीका, यूरोप और एशिया की कंट्री, सॉरी, यूरोप और अमेरिका के जो कंट्रीज हैं वो डेवलप हो चुके हैं. तो पूरी वर्ल्ड को अगर हम डेवलपमेंट के कॉन्टेक्स्ट में डिवाइड करें तो देयर विल बी टू टाइप्स ऑफ countries, developed countries and developing countries, and our country India is also one of the developing countries. Okay, so this must be completely clear in your mind. Okay, so what we see that the first world of advanced industrial, first world is also developed countries. Okay, there are three worlds: first world, second world and third world. First world is developed countries of the capitalist country, where the capitalist economy is adopted, like America, Western Europe. In the countries of these continents, the capitalist economy was adopted, and these are called first world. Okay, now comes the second world. What do you mean by second world? Second world are those countries which have adopted communist economy. Okay, so जो जिन्होंने कैपिटलिस्ट इकोनॉमी को अडॉप्ट किया वो फर्स्ट वर्ल्ड है. दे आर द countries of North America and Western Europe, and the countries which have adopted socialist economy. These countries are known as second world. And the most important example of second world war was USSR, Union of Socialist Soviet Republic. But at present this country is not existing. But there are other countries also which belong to second world, which have this communist economy, like China. Okay, so these are second world. And the third world countries are those countries which got independence after the second world war. Okay, तो जो भी एशिया और अफ्रीका की कंट्रीज हैं, दे कम अंडर द थर्ड वर्ल्ड कंट्रीज बिकॉज they got independence after the second world war. Okay, तो जो भी थर्ड वर्ल्ड की कंट्रीज हैं, they are developing. फर्स्ट वर्ल्ड की कंट्रीज हैं, they are developed. Now second world is not existing as much because of end of USSR. Second world is also developed. So there is two category. Primarily there is two category: developed and developing. Developed are those countries of Europe and America which have achieved a certain level of development. Okay, so now we are seeing there is a fact. And what is the fact? The first world of the advanced industrial countries, mainly North America and Western Europe, with 25% of the world population. So first of all, you have understood the meaning of first world. Now we are seeing there are two countries in the first world, two continents, North America and Europe. So we see the countries of North America and Western Europe, they constitute 25% of the वर्ल्ड पॉपुलेशन. पूरे वर्ल्ड की जितनी भी पॉपुलेशन है उसका 25% जो है वो नॉर्थ अमेरिका और वेस्टर्न यूरोप में रह रहे हैं. ठीक है, 25% ऑफ द वर्ल्ड पॉपुलेशन ओन्स 86% ऑफ द वर्ल्ड्स इंडस्ट्री. पूरे वर्ल्ड में जो इंडस्ट्री है उसका 86% इज ओन्ड बाय दिस 25% ऑफ द पॉपुलेशन. सो जस्ट यू विल हैव टू इमेजिन. ओके, ये सब चीज़ें अगर हमें वी हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड the concept of equality, then we must understand these facts. You don't need to remember, you don't need to memorize all these facts, but you must comprehend the facts. Okay, so we are seeing the population is 25% of the whole world, and this 25% population of the whole world is controlling the 86% of whole industries. जितनी भी वर्ल्ड में इंडस्ट्रीज हैं उसका 86% इज कंट्रोल्ड बाय दिस 25%. नॉट जस्ट थिंक रिमेनिंग 75%, 25% टोटल है जो कि अमेरिका, नॉर्थ अमेरिका एंड वेस्टर्न यूरोप में रह रहे हैं. तो बचे हुए जो रिमेनिंग पॉपुलेशन है दैट इज 75% ऑफ द वर्ल्ड पॉपुलेशन, एंड दिस 75% इज कंट्रोलिंग हाउ मच? ओनली 14% ऑफ द इंडस्ट्रीज. सो दिस इज inequality which is prevailing in the world. 25% of the world population owns 86% of the world's industry and consumes 80% of the world's energy. Whatever energy is produced in the whole world, 80% is consumed by this 25%. ये जो 25% है जो कि नॉर्थ अमेरिका एंड वेस्टर्न यूरोप में रह रहे हैं, they are consuming 80% of the energy which is consumed in the world. and this 75% is consuming only 20%. This is inequality. So this is about what we were talking, that inequality is visible. हम जहाँ देखते हैं हमको inequality ही नज़र आती है, equality हमें नहीं नज़र आती है. Equality is always there as an ideal. It is always there as a goal. हमें उस गोल की तरफ हम जाना चाहते हैं, बट जो हमें नज़र आता है, जो एक्चुअल जो एग्जिस्टिंग सिचुएशन है, दैट इज 100% अनइक्वल. On a per capita basis, a resident of the advanced industrial countries consumes at least 3 times as much water, 10 times as much energy, 13 times as much iron and steel, and 14 times as much paper as someone living in a developing country like India, okay? Like India or China. So we see that there is such a vast difference. If we consider the per capita consumption, we see that there is vast difference between this developed and developing countries. The amount of consumption is very, very different. They consume, everything is consumed at a very high degree by the people who are living in developed countries. क्यों हम कम कंज्यूम करते हैं? Because we are not having that much of resources. We are a poor country. We belong to a poor country. So the risk of dying from pregnancy related causes is 1 to 18 in Nigeria, but is 1 to 88,700 in Canada. So in Nigeria, if 18 women are pregnant, then one woman is under the risk of dying from this pregnancy related causes. And if we compare this situation with Canada, what we find that in Canada, if 8,700 women are pregnant, then only one woman is under the risk of dying from pregnancy related causes. So see the difference. वहाँ 18 लोगों में एक जने जो है उनको रिस्क ऑफ डाइंग है, और अगर हम कनाडा की को देखें तो वहाँ पर 8,700 प्रेग्नेंट वुमेन में सिर्फ एक वुमेन को इस का रिस्क होता है कि वो प्रेगनेंसी रिलेटेड कॉजेज से उनकी डेथ हो सकती है. सो वाई दिस सिचुएशन इज प्रिवेलिंग? बिकॉज lack of medical facilities, lack of good health. We are not having good health because nutritional food नहीं मिलता है. So economy is the reason behind all these inequalities. The industrial countries of the first world account for nearly 2/3 of the global emission of carbon dioxide from the combustion of fossil fuel. Okay, so not only they are consuming, जितना ज़्यादा वो कंज्यूम करेंगे उतना ही वो पोल्यूट भी करेंगे, isn't it? It is very logical ना. हम अगर बहुत ज़्यादा कंज्यूम कर रहे हैं तो हमारे तरफ से जो एमिशन होगा वो भी ज़्यादा होगा. तो the same thing is happening here also. We see that the countries of first world, the industrial countries of first world account for nearly 2/3 of global emission of carbon dioxide. जितने भी कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड का पूरे वर्ल्ड में एमिशन होता है, रिलीज होता है, जितने भी कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड निकलती है पूरी दुनिया से, उसका जो 2/3 पार्ट है दैट इज एमिटेड फ्रॉम दिस industrial countries of first world. So their contribution in pollution is also very high. They also account for 3/4 of emission of sulfur and nitrogen oxide that causes acid rain. Not only this, these countries, these industrial countries of first world are also responsible for 3/4 of emission of sulfur and nitrogen oxide This sulfur and nitrogen oxide is the reason for acid rain. And this nitrogen oxide and sulfur 3/4 of the whole emission, पूरी दुनिया में जितना भी emission हो रहा है उसका 3/4 part is emitted from these developed countries. So many industries known for their high rate of pollution are being shifted from the developed countries to the less developed countries. This is also happening. You have read about globalization in your class 10th economics syllabus. There was globalization. It was a chapter, है ना? And under globalization, you have seen how the developing countries are under the pressure from this WTO, World Trade Organization, to open their economy. They pressurize the developing countries to open their economy. Why are they pressurizing us? Because now they want to sift those industries which are in the developed countries and which are causing emission of harmful gases. These industries should be shifted to developing countries. क्योंकि यहाँ पर जो एमिशन है वो बहुत कम है, वहाँ एमिशन बहुत ज़्यादा है, तो अब वो क्या चाह रहे हैं कि वहाँ से इसको यहाँ ट्रांसफ़र कर दिया जाए. तो ये क्या है? What is this? Why are you shifting the industries which are emitting poisonous gas to developing countries? Because we just talk of democracy. Actually, democracy is not there in any political situation. If we are talking about international politics or if we are talking about national politics, democracy is not there. The only rule which is accepted, or we can say the only rule which जो चलता है, जो रूल चलता है in international politics or national politics, that is only might is right. जिसके पास पावर है बस उसकी ही बात होती है, और बाकी जो ये सब चीज़ें हैं ना कि डेमोक्रेसी और इक्वालिटी, these are only there as a value, as a goal. बस उससे ज़्यादा कुछ भी नहीं एक्चुअल जो कंडीशन है. बट हम इससे हार नहीं मानेंगे. We are not going to give up. We are there for raising the cause of equality. हम equal treatment की बात करेंगे. हम हार मानने वाले नहीं हैं, क्योंकि अगर जो common people हैं, if they are not aware of these inequalities, then the level of inequality, the degree of inequality will increase day by day. So we must be aware of inequalities. We must be aware of the situation. We must know that whatever situation is prevailing is not desirable. There is need to change. So that is why we are reading, we are studying this value, this ideal in political theory. ये सब जानते हैं कि हमारे चारों तरफ everywhere we find inequality, लेकिन that is inequality, that inequality is not desirable. What is desirable? Equality. No one can openly support inequality. In today's world, जो आज का democratic world है, उसमें कोई भी openly इस बात को नहीं कह सकता है कि हाँ inequality होनी चाहिए. Everyone will talk of equality, and if you are talking of equality, you will have to work for that. है ना? इसलिए हम ये पढ़ते हैं ताकि हम उसकी तरफ अपने एफर्ट्स कर सकें, जो चीज़ें गलत हो रही हैं उसको समझ सकें, उसके अगेंस्ट हम आवाज़ उठा सकें. दिस इज़ द पर्पस ऑफ रीडिंग ऑल दीज वैल्यूज़. ओके, सो वी हैव सीन द कंडीशन विच इज़ प्रिवेलिंग इन द वर्ल्ड, ग्लोबल inequalities. Now some more data is given in your book. Okay, you can see it on page number 34. This box is there. Here are some findings from the census of India held in 2001. This is the data of census of 2001 about household amenities and assets. You don't need to memorize any of these figures. Okay, I told you earlier, these facts and figures you don't need to memorize. These are only to make you understand the condition. Okay, so just read these to understand the extent of urban rural disparities in the country. When you will read, you will analyze these data, you will know how much disparity, how much inequality is prevailing between the rural and the urban population. Where would your own family fit? You can see तुम कहाँ पे, हम कहाँ पे, हमारी फैमिली कहाँ पे फिट होती है. Okay, so families that have electricity connection. Okay, in rural families there are only 44% families are having electricity connection. So other 56% rural families are not having the connection. And if we compare this situation with the urban families, we see that in urban families 88% of the total urban families have electricity connection. This condition you can compare. In rural areas there are 44% families are having this electrical connection, and in urban areas there are 88% population, 88% families which have this electricity connection. Now second point, tap water in the house. कितनी फैमिलीज हैं रूरल एरियाज में हमारे जिनके टैप में वाटर आता है. दे डोंट स्टोर वाटर बट द वाटर इज रनिंग थ्रू द टैप. ओनली 10% रूरल फैमिलीज हैव वाटर इन देयर टैप. And if we compare this with the urban families, we see 50% of the urban families have running water through the tap. So this is the disparity, 10%, 50%. The third point is bathroom in the house. How many families in rural areas have bathroom in their house? Only 23%. And in urban areas it's 70%. Television 19%. In rural areas there are only 90% families have television, and in urban areas this percentage is 64%. Then another, scooter, moped, motorcycle. How many families, rural families, have these vehicles, two-wheelers? 7%. Only 7% rural families are having these two vehicles in their household. And in urban areas this percentage is 25%. Then car, jeep, van, the four-wheelers, there are only 1% rural families has this four-wheelers, and in urban areas it's 6%. So this is the extent of disparity. This is the extent of inequality which is existing in our country between the rural and the urban population. So what we see, if we consider the whole world, we see that the whole world is divided into two groups. One is developed and the another is developing. Okay, now India is one of the developing countries, and in this developing countries what we find, again there is disparity. एक disparity तो हुई developed और undeveloped, developed और developing की. अब इस developing country के अंदर फिर से disparity है rich और rural और urban areas की. तो दिस इज द कंडीशन कि हर जगह पे हम देख रहे हैं क्या कि डिस्पैरिटी है, वर्ल्ड में डिस्पैरिटी है. देन अगर एक कंट्री को देखें तो उस कंट्री के अंदर जो रीजन है रूरल एरियाज और अर्बन एरियाज है उसमें डिस्पैरिटी है. फिर अगर हम रूरल एरियाज में भी जाकर के देखें तो वहाँ क्या होगा, कुछ बड़े लैंडलॉर्ड्स होते हैं, कुछ बड़े फार्मर्स होते हैं, कुछ मिडिल फार्मर्स होते हैं, कुछ लैंडलेस फार्मर्स होते हैं. तो देन अगेन वहाँ पर फिर डिस्पैरिटी है. तो तो this kind of situation is prevailing in the whole world, and that is why this ideal of equality becomes so important. क्योंकि इक्वालिटी नहीं है जबकि इक्वालिटी होनी चाहिए, और इसलिए ये हमारे लिए इतना इम्पॉर्टेंट बन जाता है. ओके, वी विल डिस्कस other issues in the next class.